from your perspective as an artist, it's like an old story that we as society need to stop telling ourselves? And what is a new story that we desperately need to start listening to?
Oh, that's a big question.
Eso es fuerte, eso es fuertísimo.
Algo fuerte.
After years of war, no one could stand between my men and home.
Guys, so exciting to finally get to talk about this movie, and really excited that I got to see it, and congratulations on your performances.
Thank you.
You know, something really terrifying I find about this movie is the sirens song, you know, because they tend to get caught or trapped in the glories of the past. So I was wondering, as actress, how do you work like mentally or even technically to tune down that noise whenever you go into a new production, you know, to try not to stick with the expectations of or what worked for you before? What's like your mast that you kind of hold on to?
I think that's a great question. I think it's as we change, as we grow as people, the noises change and the conversations around us change and the expectations change. So long as we talked about home earlier on, so long as you stay home, you've got home in here and you've got good people around you, those voices shouldn't get too loud. And if they do become too loud, you change something to make those voices disappear.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, and I think also just like I'm thinking about particularly with this film and like practically like the voices of just, you know, of self-doubt, of whatever, you know, because you're coming into a Christopher Nolan film, you know, with Hoyta and all these incredible department head, Ellen and George, and I'm, you know, such a fan of all of them and all of their work and this incredible cast, you know, and it's like, oh man, that's a daunting task. That's a hard set to just pull up on, you know what I mean? I think for me, I really had to do a little bit of like, you know, centering myself. And usually I do that with music, but then again, I couldn't bring my phone to set. So it's like, shit, I don't have music to like put me in a headspace or whatever. And it was really, I think for me, it was about like really trying to be as present as possible. Like really just be here. Like don't think about, you know, what's about to happen or what you might not be doing right or what you could be doing. Just like be here, be present, look around you,
and
just
trust.
like
Trust that you got it.
And trust that you got it.
Yeah.
And if like, you know, and if Chris called you, he called you for a reason, you know?
Yeah.
So just like you said, trust that you got it and just be there.
That's amazing.
Try to enjoy it a little bit.
I mean, I just sort of feel like I have literally nothing helps. Like anything you've ever, that's kind of one of the great things about what we do. It's kind of like being a baseball player or maybe an athlete. You know, a baseball player, it doesn't matter how many times they've hit a home run, every time they step up to a plate, they could miss. It could be 3 strikes and you're out.
Wow.
And so,
I thought of it like that.
So you just kind of have to let go and be present and say, I hope the lessons that I've learned are enough to guide me through this. But I wish it were easier than that. But no. It sounds very depressing. The threat of failure is always there. So maybe it's just, that's my mast.
I don't really know. It's honestly not something I have ever thought about.
You're gonna go to your next job and be like,
oh my God. I honestly, like, I absolutely love doing what I do or what we do. And I feel so grateful that I get to do it on the scale that I do, with the people that I get to do it with. I love film sets, I love film crews, I just...
This is such a more positive answer than mine.
This
is good, this is the right answer.
That's great.
I think I just love doing what I do. And when we're there on set and people are being creative and people are collaborating, I just get such a high from that experience. And, you know, there's times when you realise how daunting it is if you're making a big movie. But I think that, you know, in certain circumstances, pressure is a privilege. And in our circumstance, it always is. And I kind of love it.
And to be honest, the mast you tie yourself to is your director.
Yeah.
Like, they're the boss. You know, and so I think that's maybe the thing to do is remember that, like, you're not that important. Like, you're there to tell the director's story. That's your job, do it.
I would say that every project
you're starting again. Like
Very much so, yeah.
you can't be resting on the laurels of what you've done in the past, because the role you have in front of you got nothing to do with the hopefully nothing
exactly.
to do with the roles you've done before. So you are a beginner, you're a student again, and you have to just focus on what's in front of you.
Part of me is all like, can I do this again? Like,
Yeah,
you
there's
almost
always that.
you have no idea if like you're gonna be able to do it
Rise to
again.
the occasion.
Yeah, it's a strange feeling, but I
Yeah.
think it's healthy because everything is a completely different experience.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you're making a movie again, it's like things are different crew, different this, so you kind of don't know what you're going to approach it or how you're going to approach it. So
Sounds terrifying.
It is.
It's definitely
but
slightly.
It makes life way more interesting.
And your character is like the complete opposite of his character. But how do you work to get into the headspace of a character that it has to find like a stillness and patience, especially in a world when everything is going so fast and people are kind of rewarding what comes fast? For you, how was to create a character that rewards stillness and patience?
Well, I think that comes with age in a way, you know. I've been in this business for 4 decades. And then also with Chris, because Chris, even though it's such a massive movie, he keeps the set so quiet, and we do a rehearsal first, just the actors and the director. So he creates this level of intimacy and trust where you can go to these quiet places, where you can go to these vulnerable places. And he protects that, and he allows you to go there, because it's not easy to be vulnerable, you know, just as an actor or as a man, and to be able to go there and believe that you're losing your son, your surrogate son, and the world is collapsing around you, and to really embody that, you know, you have to let yourself go, and he created that safe space for me.
You know that the Odyssey used to be a collection of songs that went from generation to generation, so we as humans learned something from that story. And we love telling stories, you know, our race loves telling stories. But from your perspective as an artist, which would you say it's like an old story that we as society need to stop telling ourselves? And what is a new story that we desperately need to start listening to?
Wow.
Eso es fuerte, eso es
Algo
fuertísimo.
fuerte.
Oh, that's a big question. I'd say something that we could continue talking about, because we've been chatting about it for 3,000 years, is the idea of Zeus's law, and to treat others as you'd be treated. I think there's probably no simpler lesson that we can all learn that would greatly improve everyone's quality of life. A lesson that we should stop talking about. I'm probably not wise enough to answer that question. But yeah, I'd say Zeus's law would be something we could bang on about a bit more and be better people.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's that we should stop talking about things or if we need to be listening more. You know what I mean? Because I have a friend who grew up in a circumstance where he lived in a place where there was a lot of repression and censorship, and so the conversations were very controlled. And so I don't know that not talking about something is necessarily the way, but I think that the way that the thing that someone's going to say is received, if it's received with love and grace and you know, just understanding and patience, I think that would be something that I'm always in the mood to see more of and do more of myself.
Well, I will bring you back to this film and playing an iconic character like Helen of Troy, who is known not for nothing more than her beauty most of the time. And so I think a story we can stop telling ourselves is that a woman's value is just in her looks. And
honestly, for this movie, it's something that is so kind of iconic and maybe in a way taken for granted a little bit, because it's so present in culture that maybe you're like, oh, there's nothing that I could learn from that. But it is oddly very present. You know, it speaks to what's happening right now, and I think it's kind of wild that history repeats itself so often.
In which way do you feel like it's like repeating itself today?
Well, just with the cost of war, how do you treat others?
The fear of the unknown.
The fear of the unknown, and just taking this idea of like mortality, you know, very seriously.
Well, I don't think that the old stories should be forgotten, and that's the problem. We forget the old stories, and we have too many new stories. With too many new things in regards to it's overload for young people, certainly, in humanity, and people that are just lost in the noise. So I think by going backwards or back, because talking about time with Interstellar, past, present, future, there is no time. It's all connected. So actually those lessons from the past might be calling to us. So actually it's about not not ignoring the past, if we destroy the past, if we think the past is alien and wrong, we really can't learn from it.
I was gonna say something similar. It's kind of like that we it's not figured out.
Yeah.
We did not figure it out. The test has not been passed. It's not like, oh, what happened before it can't happen again. It's like, that's not how history works, you know? I wish it did, you know, but it's just not. And that's
It gets
why.
forgotten so quickly. Even children, just like the things they don't know.
So that's why things like this, I think, will remain relevant as long as humans keep making the same mistakes. And I think something like this will always be a reminder that it can still keep happening.
Okay, do you mean like the confrontation between like different people?
Yeah, they're just like a loss of, you know, our greater empathy, or an emphasis on humanity, or, you know, like you're saying, love and hope and all these ideals that, you know, sometimes just get lost. Or Zeus's law, you know?
Yes.
Well, I mean, the whole thing that you were saying about Zeus's law, that's in the movie, where we have to welcome strangers and give them our best. I think that is something we need to put back into society, where we treat everybody as, I guess, I'm not religious, but as Jesus said, you know, treat your neighbor as you would treat yourself.
Yeah, I agree. You know, this movie really speaks to the effects of war and how we can lose our humanity and lose the fundamental core of our community if we lose sight of how we should treat each other.
You know, usually people talk about, you know, during production or right now as we're talking, but how about like the last night before you go into your first shoot? Like, do you remember how did you spend that first night before going to film your character?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think I had dinner with a friend, and then there was a lot of it was drumming outside my hotel room, so it was actually really hard to sleep. I don't know what. Okay, it was I was in Marrakesh, and there was like drumming outside, and I was like, I need to get to sleep. I probably got like 2 or 3 hours because I was nervous, and then there was also too much noise. So you know, you do what you can, and then you get up and you face the day. I mean, yeah, it's never perfect.
Full image, like you are on the front line of the battle.
Yeah.
And I know that many people know that Christopher Nolan is known for trying not to use any green screen and have these practical effects. But for you as an actor, how was it really technically to be there? And how did that help you to step into the exhaustion and the survival instinct that your character has?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't try to not use green screen. He does not use green screen, not a single time. And so that having that reality of how everything's just built around you, you can see it all. That's amazing for me as an actor, you know, to step into that space, you know, from that, the production design, the scale of that, to the costume, the detail in the costumes we were wearing, all of that really helped me get with this sort of stepping into that character every day.
And was there like a specific day that you really felt like a kid, like shooting a specific scene?
I tell you what, to be honest, at the very end of the shoot, we were shooting some sequences on the backlot at the Universal Studios in LA. The least exotic of our locations. But I saw that every day I would drive in and I would see the tour buses going through. And I did that when I was a kid with my mom when I was 7 years old. And so I was like, I really had a moment. I was like, this is I don't know what the chances of this were, but here I am making a movie here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your answers. It was great talking to you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandia. Really
Nice
nice.
to-
Congratulations with the baby.
Thank you so much.
Very nice to see you.
Promise me you will come back. What if I can't?